I like what he's doing here is after they've won the trade, he kind of takes a little bit of space, but they're looking just to freeze the wave, and he's taking the space to zone them off of the wave. Like, freezing is a lot harder to do now with how they changed the parries, but it is still doable. They failed they failed the freeze though. I do like what he's doing. He's going for a roam mid and taking the mid boxes. And this allows him to be flexible in where he wants to go, either to go back to his lane and self-gank or just look to his side lane. But right now, everybody's looking for boxes, so he can't really find anything. They pushed out the wave early. They're letting them get the solo waves by one person staying early, so he's denying anyone from coming up to the bridge buff, and he's just securing it really early. This is actually really cool. I haven't seen this before. They let the Celeste get the solo wave, and the Paradox just denies anyone from getting up to the bridge buff for 30 seconds.
I see Billy. Charging time.
It also allowed the Celeste to get her ult earlier by one wave. That's really nice. A bit greedy though. So after that entire encounter, the wave is still neutral. So what happened is instead of going back to the wave and pushing it out, he leaves the Celeste to get the solo wave, and then he just looks to help mid out and get the tower here. Because I guess his team calms that they're going to be playing aggressively here. So this way he's actually just able to come in and then help shoot down the tower and get an early tower. He's ignoring everything else. He's just taking the tower. He doesn't care if he gets low or anything. Because the reason why he's doing this is literally just to free up this mid lane. The silver is now free to go roam. Pear is now allowed to go roam. And now they can pretty much send like 3-4 people to any other lane. And this is just really nice. I like it. And now with the help of someone else, probably the Bebop in this case, the Bebop's just going to come help, and they might look to get 2 kills here on the left lane. Yeah. This is really cool. And now they catch the Billy off guard. Oh, that is really nice. He stands in front of the Billy, so the Billy is forced to pretty much to him. And he gets knocked up, so the Billy doesn't escape. That was really nice. I love that. Good try, though. But now that they're forced to bring 3 here, and because they have to send more of their attention over to this left lane, this right lane's allowed to push. This is really cool. I actually love this strategy. And now the Great Talent's coming over too, because he can't 1v1 the silver right now. So this is, yeah, I actually love this. This is so cool. And just that simple attention, they're able to get that Guardian, and now they can just stomp. They're way more free on what they want to do, or what they can do.
I see Ivy. Accelerating time. Not so fast, buddy.
Nice. I'll pick out the Ivy here. Good swap. What I do like though is how he did push out the lane before helping out. I like that. Look for the box before buying the item. That 100. Very, very standard early Paradox build. Just good burst, good consistent damage, good wave clear. She has a lot. She has a decent amount of base HP, so it helps a lot. And then now she'll probably look for like slowing hex plus her health spike.
Storing time. Time to do my thing.
Really comes back in to fight. I like this. I do like that he's playing really aggressive because he doesn't care if he dies as long as his team gets the kill. Because he's playing super low econ. He's 5.3k at 10 minutes. Like, his worth is pretty much nothing. Like, his individual worth. So if he dies for the kill, it's fine. Because whatever they get is going to be worth more. This is really standard for a lot of pick players. This will be said about every single one of my videos, where they always push out blue before looking for something, whether it's a pick or just like pushing down a walker or something. It is their source of income, pretty much, their main source of income, as well as their control over the game of what they can and can't do. Because if they push out blue, they can look for a roam, and that's really good. Because it liberates them up, frees them up. So he's going to help whoever's here to get blue prio, and now he can join this fight. If he wants to, he can help OCs push this, but with knowing everywhere where everyone is on the map, they're just going to let OCs push this alone, get a crap ton of money, get giga fed, and he's just going to join the fight. Paradox Bomb is going to be great for the AoE slot. That's going to happen on Urn.
The urn has been dropped.
What was really nice about that play is that the Paradox dropped his entire load, or dropped his entire kit onto the urn. And because of this hit, the rest of his team didn't need to do anything. So he's dishing out all the damage he can and then dying because he doesn't care. He's just sitting on top of the urn. If they use the AoE to kill him, he's gonna get some parries off, and that they're gonna die in the process, which was what happened with the Victor ult. The Abrams almost died, and then the IB also died. So they should be able to win this urn fight. And then similar thing, he's just gonna go back blue, fix whatever wave. He's gonna chill. So OCs did indeed try to join the fight, which I don't mind. I do like it because Fender's also really big on the AoE slot. But they had the option to push down the walkers if they wanted to. Nice. So he kind of baited himself there. He played aggressively, knowing that he can survive. And then the Victor jumped on him thinking he could do something or kill him. Because his Paradox is really weak. Very, very vulnerable. At 7.4k, not really like much value. They're going to look to pick him up because he doesn't really have anything. So he uses himself as bait by pushing out blue. And then his team that was hiding just is able to come in and collapse on the Victor and get the kill. Slowing hex is very classic. Classic buy, it's great to any mobility. It's the Billy 2, Abrams charge, plus ult, Mirage 2. Just gonna a great talent 2. Technically Ivy ult, but Ivy ult is just if you take damage, you can't use it. But very good in general, and it's also gonna build eventually into Vortex Web, which will help a lot with the Paradox Bomb build. If he chooses to do that. So overall, just a really good item. I love how he's approaching this. He's approaching this kind of from the shadows a little bit. He's still taking cover, making it so people can't really see him. And he's coming to just like look to help OCs out so he can take the tier 3 or whatever in peace. Looking for a pick. Good swing Hicks. Oh, I missed the charge. That was a nice attempt though. But just the life of a pick player. If your pick fails, it's likely gonna lead for you to die.
Broadway.
So he's still like making stuff off the map. He's creating space.
I see Victor.
And immediately, like he's just playing the shots. He, like he said, he doesn't care if he dies as long as they get the pick on the other person. Like he is worth nothing in comparison to anyone else. And because he's playing solo econ, the rest of his team is able to get more. He's also purposely staying low, like low econ, just because the more econ he gets, the more comeback souls the enemy team gets. And he doesn't want the souls on him. He'd rather have it on his other carries. It's nice. It's just something super small that a lot of people don't tend to do. Is when they have a little bit of space, they just look for a little bit of tower damage. They just go push, take a little bit of tower damage, and then back off. They don't want to die, so they're just playing it really safe. A lot of people would just full commit and full send to this Guardian, but you don't need to, or this Walker. You don't need to. You can just go do a little bit of chip, back away, and this actually puts more pressure on them than you think, because now they have to stay conscious that the Walker is low and that you can take it at any moment. So just doing this little chip is always really, really helpful in the mental game. But you do not want to overexert yourself. You just want to go do some damage and leave. You can see that they're just leaving now. They brought 3 people over.
I see Victor.
And look at this. This is so clever. I don't know if they did this on purpose and they screwed up their movement, but they back up enough and they pull enough people that now they can turn this fight, because now it's a 5v3. So they pretty much pulled this fight into their favor. Whereas if they fought up at near their Walker, it would have been so much worse, because it would have been more travel time for their allies to join this fight. But now, because they pulled them into his allies, they can take this fight 5v3 and probably win it. They get the Victor ult. Get a great time out of this guy. Cleverly places the bomb on the urn deposit.
They've taken our blue guardian.
Ultimately don't get a kill, but they get a very key ultimate out, and that's Victor ult. He just dies. But whatever he's doing it well. Even though he's dying, he's created space on the map and forced out ultimates. Especially key ones. But this is kind of the life of a support player. You're pretty much doing all the smaller things for people, and people won't notice it as much.
I see Billy.
Delivering the urn. The urn has been dropped. They're running with the urn.
Okay.
I see Victor.
Similar thing, he's just looking to keep blue prior or keep pressure on blue
The urn has been dropped.
before looking to do anything else. And because he bought enough time for the silver to push the wave, the Mirage was kept here, pushing out the wave and putting the pressure on him. He distracted the Mirage, and the Mirage wasn't able to get back to the silver, and now they got the Walker. The silver will probably die, but still a really good play. He probably could have pushed the Walker here, but this might be a little bit of helper syndrome, but he's playing the low econ. He doesn't really care if he dies if he can save his ally. Yeah.
I see
So now that he realizes that he can't save her, he's just backing off. This is
the
nice.
Ivy.
Is waiting to be
And he's gonna play for the urn, probably.
Good luck not getting shot.
Veil Walker. Now that it builds from what's it called? Sprint Boots. What it can do is it can make you go invisible, and this is great for pick characters. They won't know you're showing up, and then if you get a cheeky swap off, it'll help you your team a lot because they won't expect it as much. So now that they have urn control, this is interesting. But yeah, they just played Loki W like a fiddle here. So Paradox dragged the Mirage over to blue, or kept the Mirage on blue. The Silver dragged the Mirage up towards the Walker. And then because of that, they had to send 3 people or 2 or 3 people over to kill her. And then because of that, it creates enough space for getting pick up the urn and getting the right side Walker. So this entire interaction just helped them get so much money. And now look at the money difference. OC's at 22k, 5k, like 5k up of 1k souls per minute. And he's also 4k up anyone else on the enemy team. And look at his team numbers as well. He may be 11k. He's the lowest econ in the lobby. But because of this, his entire team is up, like hard. Like if you look at like lane, quote unquote, lane matchups, the BM's up on the Great Talon by 2k. Irizumi on Beginnis is up 3k on this Ivy. The Silver is equivalent to like the Billy. Celeste is up on the Abrams or Victor, and then there's the Vendor who's up on the Mirage. So this is really, really good. The money is on who they want the money to be on. That was a good fight from Loki W. And this is just a wave trap. This is really awesome. They're setting up a wave trap right now. So the Celeste is pushing very, very, very aggressively alone. But they don't like, they might not think she's alone. Like they might think she's alone just because of this. Because of how aggressive it is, like there wouldn't be a big reason for them to be here. So this is a poor like failure recognition on Hoot's part. But I don't know if they noticed the Celestier yet. But this is really nice. They bait the wave and then they look for the kill on Hoot here. That's 3.
Playtime.
And then they're gonna use this kill to get the urn. Good movement by Hoot to get out.
We must deliver the urn safely.
So they actually failed the trap.
We
But
must
it was a
deliver
really
the
good
urn
look.
safely.
But like sometimes you fail these things. But you shouldn't you can't be depressed about it. Like the plays are going to fail sometimes.
Protect
They're not guaranteed.
Protect the urn. We must deliver the urn safely.
But look at this. They drew so much attention here. And now they're able to just play the urn for free. They're playing the mind game so well. Like they're dictating the pace of this game by dragging people around the map.
I see Abrams.
Positioning. Time. Barrage.
Nice.
Thanks for having my back. Time bomb pressed. Can't waste time.
I like what he's doing though. He's like playing a little bit away, but he's playing close enough to the wave to where he can push it out. But he's also zoning away any of their carries, like the Great Talon. The Mirage is already dead, so it's literally just the Great Talon left. He'd much rather have his Great Talon focus on him, or focus attention on him, rather than the rest of his team. Like, if you look right, like the Silver's low, the McGinnis is low, the Venator's low. Like, if the Great Talon can get a look on them, they might just die. The tanks don't deal quite enough damage to be able to kill them off.
Bebop got them.
Nice hook.
Tick, tick, tick.
Nice kill. But yeah, because of that zoning, they got the blue prio. They were just able to get that pick, and now they can try and take this fight. Nice little swap. Aw, good try. And because of that, he made it so the Abrams overextends, and now he's dead too. So even though this is like a two for with 3 trade, because some the Mirage just respawned, it's still beneficial for them. That was just really nice. He's pretty much dictating where people are going in order to put them out of position or just out of the fight in general. Immediately. He pushes it out, goes left. Towards the fight.
We need to keep this money out.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
These fights have been really drawn out though. And then they get mid. That was a great fight. But like, all these little things he did, he was just pulling people around the fight. Because he would put himself out of position and then cause them to chase. And then because of that, they're grouping up for all of the AoE that Leviathan has. Like the Venator nades or the Celeste ball or whatever. It's really cool.
Well, this day got a lot more exciting.
And he's also just using Veil Walker to make it harder for them to find him. Alright. Now they have all their ways pushing, they're just looking to push the Walker down. Arc Fire to help with the shred. But right now what they're doing is they're focusing hard on the Walker because they want to remove the resists from Loki W, and then they're going to take the fight. Nice.
They're running with the urn. The urn has been dropped.
I like what they tried there. So the reason why they tried to do that is to hostage the urn so that they didn't get the resistances at the time. So they just hard aggressed, so they could zone them away and then pick up the urn, hostage it, and then look for the deliver. But they also want to fight it because they want to use up their 2 rejues. So they want to fight it early before they get the resistances from the urn.
The urn has been dropped.
But now that they don't have it, they're probably just gonna give it. They might take the fight because they have enough shred and they're strong enough, but It's a little bit scarier. Because they're not going to have the redo for it either.
Death brings consequences once more.
So what they did there is they let them deposit the urn. And then now they're fighting. Because now they don't have the resistances. And because they're resistless, they just kind of fall over. Nice. He's just hiding from the Great Talon burn.
If I get too greedy, I could get caught.
Nice. But he's being that distraction, right? He kept the Great Talon out of the fight for such a long time. Just by hiding. He's just running away from the burn. Because the Great Talon's looking for the stack.
I see Great Talon.
Just because of how strong they are, they don't necessarily need Sai there in the fights anymore. So all he's doing is just picking up the waves. It's also because he's one of the faster people to rotate into the fights. The only other person that maybe could do that is Celeste. But they want Celeste there in the fights because of how strong she is. So even if he comes into this fight late, it doesn't matter. Just because the rest of his team is so much stronger now.
Problems and start fixing them, Billy.
I like this as well. They don't greed for more, because the more they chase into the base, the harder it will be for them. They just back off and go to mid. And now that they have the extra lives, they're just going to look to push into the base and end the game. There's 2 dead for another 30 seconds. They have the time to do so.
Just planted.
That's GG's. And that's just GG's. One last fight before they go out. But with an extra 3 lives, it's gonna be really difficult. I do like this. He backs away just in case, because he doesn't want to use the regen for himself. He'd rather his teammates use him.
My resolve.
He's also going back to catch the wave. That's the game.
Good job.
GG's. He didn't do a lot, but he was the core of a lot of these setup plays, which was really, really cool.